Hey everyone, so today I decided to recreate a look from the Runway show. It was a Runway show from Versace for H&M, which I believe the collection is already out in stores now. So beautiful collection, very colorful, more colorful for the men than women. But anyways, I hope you enjoy it, and if you want to recreate it or take some things from it, well, stay tuned. Now the first thing I'm going to do is apply a base to my lids so that we have an extremely dark base. Because we're working with the black, it is imperative that you apply a base because it will tend to look ashy, or you'll have some like spots that aren't so pigmented. So I do recommend using a base. You could use Black Track Fluid Line from M.A.C, you could use an Kajal, you could use a paint stick, anything you want. For this case, I'm going to use the Stila Kajal in Onyx. This is extremely creamy, that's why I like it, and it's extremely black as hell. So you want to apply that to the lid. Start from the lash line, and if you're using this Kajal, don't worry about it, about acting really fast, because it's not moving. I mean, it will move easily. It's very creamy. That's the thing I like from it, and that's something I don't like from it. I usually use it only as a base or into the waterline if I want to have a very kind of smudgy, grungy look, because it tends to run a little bit. After, I'm going to take just a synthetic brush. I'm using the Real Techniques, what is it called? The shading brush, but it is very small, that's why I like it. You just start to distribute the product onto the lid, and as you can see, the product I applied before, the Kajal, is extremely creamy, so it definitely will take care of covering a big space on the lid. And when you're at the inner corner, you want to start bringing up the product. This eye is very intense, but it goes in an angle going upwards. Don't drag it down because you'll look freakish. So always up. Don't worry about it being neat or anything, because it's only the base, my friends. And you want to keep doing that, applying that dark base. You want to use it on your whole lid, and you want to bring it up past the crease. So right now I'm into my crease, but when I'm going to be blending, it's going to go upwards. After the whole look is done, the black should almost hit your brow. That is if you have like regular brows. And you want to do sort of like a square, not like with a sharp line, but you definitely want to see the black go upwards and then fade out over here. So you see I applied my base. Just the base should look somewhat like this. After, when applying another color on top, well, a black, it will go even further close to the brow. And after, trust me, you should have a lot on your brush left. This brush used to be partially white, so now it's pitch black. You want to, excuse me if I'm looking down because I'm looking at the photo, just to make sure I have everything sort of like in control. So after you've applied the base on the upper lash line, well, your lids and everything, you want to move on to the lower lash line. You have a ton of product left on that brush, so work with that. Now you just want to be very generous, and you want to just apply what's left on your brush onto the lower lash line. Sorry, I'm drunk. And you want to bring it down quite heavily. You want to blend it out over here quite more than the inner corner. And after, you can start working on your angle over here, because you want to connect the lower lash line with the upper one. So as you can see, I'm just shaping. And the black should definitely go past your brow. Well, that is if you have any. It might look very messy right now, but that's kind of look we're going for. But like I said, this is just the base, so don't like pressure yourself too much. Give yourself time and a chance to fix everything. Then I'm just going to reapply the eye Kajal onto the lower lash line. You could also rim your eye with it right now because it's going to be black anyways. Once it's done, go back with your smaller brush. And while doing this, be very, very careful where you put your fingers because it might end up everywhere on your face. But I'm telling you, if you want a very, very dark, I don't know how many times I can say dark, eyeliner, the Stila Eye Kajal is probably one of the darkest I've ever seen, I've ever used, I've ever owned. You know what I'm saying? So you see it's already starting to crease up here. Don't worry too much about that because it's such a soft emollient base. Oil based is going to like how do you call that again? Break down. There we go. And yeah, so if you put a base underneath, it's gonna stay on way longer. Next, it's gonna get very, very messy. So if you've done your foundation, which I did, you might want to use a tissue underneath your eye or be extremely careful because you could have like major fallout. But once again, you want to look like a raccoon. So I'm taking a 239 brush, a matte black color that I'm not going to show. I'm tapping and tapping and tapping and tapping to remove any excess. And after, you just want to apply it on top. So it's going to kind of seal this Stila Eye Kajal. It's going to seal it in place. And right now I'm only applying it to the lid. So if we would have applied just the eyeshadow, I can swear on my cornhole that it would not have looked as good as this, like as pitch black as this. So I'm telling you guys, if you want a very extremely dark eye, use a base of some sort. After, on the narrow side of the brush, right underneath the eye. Then I'm going in with a pencil brush, just for the lower lash line to diffuse even more. Just because we want a sharp line, but not that sharp. Next, I'm going to take a fluffy brush. I'm going to use the 2 whatever. There's no more number on it. I've used it too much. But now you want to take a little bit of black. Once again, make sure you tap off any excess. And you just want to start applying that right into the crease. And I'm tilting my head back because there's less chance that the fallout will go on my cheek. It will mostly go right on my lid or onto my lashes. Lash line, lashes, same thing, right? So as you can see, I'm bringing it right underneath the brow, and I'm starting to kind of work with the smoking. So I'm diffusing the color. And now with the blending, you kind of want to bring that black right at the beginning of your brow. So be generous with the blending. So like I said, I'm using now another brush that's a little bit more pointy. So we can work on the outer corner. Once again, take that black. And because we've applied that base, the black is going to adhere to that really, really well. So as you can see, I'm kind of like applying pressure into the outer corner of the eye, and then applying less pressure as I go out. So it's going to create a point. So as you can see, it's quite going on the temple area, side of the face. And once you feel that it's getting a little bit too like muddy onto the outer corner, use a clean brush. And it's going to be less muddy. So now we're kind of done with the black. Now you can move on to either a very, very frosty white color or a silver color. In this case, I'm going to use Tiara from SugarPill Cosmetics. Or you could also go in, I could have also went in with my Versace Pigment in Folie Blanche. It is white, but because of the black, it will turn kind of a silver color. So I'm going to use a very, very small brush like this one. You could use an angle brush, anything that gives you some sort of control. So I'm just taking some pigment into the cap, and I'm just going to apply that onto the lash line at first. So just like if you were lining your lash line. Because in the Runway show, it seems that they applied it right onto the lash line, and after they blended it up, they blended the liner upwards, just like that. After I'm just cleaning the brush, and with the line I did, I'm kind of just dragging the product upwards a little bit, so it's not like a super harsh line. Now, just because the intensity, it's not there for me, I'm just gonna wet the product. And see the difference it does? It kind of makes it very, very metallic-y. Then with a stiff flat brush, you want to go back into the cap, get a little bit more of that pigment, and distribute it starting on the center of your lid, just to kind of tap it around a little bit. And to make it seem like you have bigger eyes, you might want to bring up the pigment into the center of your crease. For me, I'm gonna do that. It's just going to make it seem like I have bigger eyelids. And I have very small eyes, so when tight lining and applying black all around, it does give me the look that I'm like cockeyed or something. So I just want to make sure that at least I'm gonna try to make it look like I have bigger eyes. So you see, because you bring it up, it seems that the crease is a little bit higher, if you know what I'm saying. Now, we're practically done with the eyes. You could apply mascara or apply false lashes. In this case, I'm going to use false lashes, just very natural ones, the 415 from Riche, just because I barely have any and I'm a lash guy type of thing. So go ahead and apply those. So the eyes are done. As you can see, it's very, very kind of a square shape, and it flares out over here. Now, as for the cheeks, first I'm going to define even more the contour, so I'm going to go in with the color Blunt from M.A.C. It is a blush, I believe. Anyways, I'm going to go in with a paddle brush, and the contour is very, very dramatic. It's not meant to be like natural or anything. So I'm going to start off on the way back over here, just in a tapping motion. And it looks somewhat blotchy too. I'm not going to go that blotchy because this is my spin on it, but I definitely want to make it very, very pronounced. After, I'm going to apply a bronzer just a little bit higher than the contour. I'm going to use kind of an orange based bronzer, usually used for like warm skin tones. This one is called Solar Riche from M.A.C. Using the same paddle brush and applying it just above it. So basically, for the contour and the cheeks, you want to very, very make them defined. So basically, you want to look like someone whose diet is basically don't eat anything, and when you feel you're about to faint, eat a cube of cheese. That's what you want to look like. Very, very, which I'm not, but you know, it's okay. Big girls love it too. Big guys love it too. You know, everybody loves what I have. Okay. Next, for the lips, you guys are going to be like amazed by what I'm about to do. Is basically mute on my lips. I never do that. I'm not going to apply anything on my lips except a naked liner from M.A.C. Okay, I'm going to apply a lipstick after, but you know. So I'm going to mute on my lips by applying the naked lip liner from M.A.C. Basically, just all around the lips, and you want to fill them in also because you want to mute them out. You could also mute your lips with a foundation, which I did a little bit before this, but I want them to be very, very blank. After, of course, I'm going to apply a lipstick. I'm going to go with the color from L'Oreal called, well, there's no name, they're just a number. There's just a number. It is number 9110. You could use Myth from M.A.C, but as much as the look from the Runway is very, very naked, nude, whatever, synonym, okay, synonym, whatever, there's still a little bit of color on the lips. It's not like 100% muted out. So this color has a little bit of peach in it. And just want to tap it, not too much. And after you're basically done with the look, you have extremely pitch black eyes, a little bit of metallic effect, shimmery color on top of the lid, nude lips, no gloss, extremely defined features, cheekbones around the forehead area. So you look like a runway model now. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Don't you guys think that after all of those years, Donatella would have like gotten some English courses or something? I'm not saying that you can't talk English, but it's very hard to understand her. You know, the collection and the beauty and what? Like, I understand you're talking about beauty, something, collection, but other than that, what? What? You know, I was very excited, and you just want to know the details on the really, what? Like, really? Like, anyways, beautiful collection.